Actually, it's gonna be more like 5 minutes, y'all. So just sit back. Not that long at all before we get this thing started. Try to queue up a few things here real quick. Then we're gonna let this thing go. You know that Amber Heard verdict is about to go down. So I think it's not gonna happen today. I think the jury got to do something, so it's gonna be a little late. They might come up with it today. I don't know. We'll see. I think Johnny won. I think we all know Johnny won now. I know what's going on with Monique and DLU. We're about to talk about it, man. About to jump into it. We are about to jump into it. About to get into it, y'all. We about to get into it. I was gonna bring up a video, man, and show you guys. So y'all can just type in YouTube, man, and look up Monique Rant on stage or whatever. And you'll hear how she goes off on your boy DLU, man. But we about to get into it, man. We about to get into it, man. Tips when modern women exhibit bad behavior. Her smile is like venom. Should we leave the modern woman alone? About to get into it. We're going to talk about it. We are about to talk about it. Another show, another show. We're about to get into it, don't you know? Oh, yeah, it's going down. It's going down. I guess before we start, let's get into this monologue real quick, huh? Get into it. We about to get started, John. What's going down? Check one, two. Check one, two. All right, let's get into it, you guys. Man, we got to talk about this. What do you do when a modern woman exhibits bad behavior? Steps you can do to put her in her place. Now, if y'all haven't watched the movie by William Shakespeare, it's a William Shakespeare play, The Taming of the Shrew. Y'all need to go check it out. If y'all haven't read the William Shakespeare, The Taming of the Shrew, you might want to check that out. We about to get into it though, man. What do you do, man? These modern women are out of control. Out of control. Yeah, pretty much out of control. We saw y'all. First of all, we gonna get on Vivica Fox. Y'all saw her Vivica Fox. Y'all see the thumbnail. We got Kevin Samuels putting the smack down, right? Like looking like, what the fuck? And then I'm putting the smack down, right? Vivica Fox rejoices. These modern women are out of control, man. Vivica Fox rejoicing over the passing of our brother Kevin Samuels, the Godfather. We have Monique, and I want to say, man, I got much love and respect for Monique, y'all. I really do, man. I like her comedy. I liked her movie with Precious. Um, I think she has a lot to offer. But that don't mean she right. That don't mean she makes sense. That don't mean she can do whatever the hell she want to do. I mean, I guess you can go on social media and rant if you want to. You know, I guess you can do those things. I mean, Dave Chappelle did it, but is she on that level? I don't know. You know, there's a lot going around, man. It's a lot of talk, man. You know, DL Yulee came out with his receipts, right? Monique showed her receipts. DL Yulee comes out with his receipts. Now, I'm not going to go into the video. I'm not going to do a breakdown of the video because there are other people on the YouTube that have done a great job breaking down Monique and breaking down DL Yulee, breaking them down again because they came with receipts. DL Yulee just did a show. I mean, he broke down some more why he want to work with Monique, what's going on. I mean, what do you do when a modern woman exhibits bad behavior? I mean, she got up on stage and rant and raved about this brother, pretty much turning the crowd against him. So when he went out to do his set, it was a little different. What do you do when a modern woman exhibits bad behavior? I'm about to give y'all some tips, man. I'm about to give y'all some tips. I see a lot of men making common mistakes when they encounter bad behavior from modern women. They let it slide or they try to redirect it in some way. I'm here to tell you that these are strategies that don't work with modern women at all. When you're trying to deal with bad behavior from women, you have to be firm, consistent in how you approach the situation. You can't give them any excuses for their bad behavior because if you do, then they will just use it against you in the future. Oh yeah. Women like to put that test. They like to see how much they can walk over you, and they will. Man, I've seen this. I'll tell you something. I've seen bad behavior since junior high school, y'all. We had men bullies and we had female bullies, okay, growing up. It's always that one female who thought she was tough and thought she was this and thought she was cute and thought she was bad, and you can't tell her nothing. And she would instigate and do things, always something like that. What do you do? Well, this is why I've created this guide on how to deal with a woman with bad behavior. Steps you will take so that she understands what she did wrong and understands why she needs to change her ways. About to get into it. Now, I tell you, man, I like Vivica Fox too. I like her acting. But let's be real, y'all. She has hit the wall. I like Monique. I like her acting. I like her comedy. But let's be real, y'all. She can be a bit too much. I think we're tired of her whining and complaining and ranting and raving. Let me pop on this screen here because y'all need to see me. Y'all need to see me. Pop on the screen here because y'all need to see me. Let me pop on this screen here. Pop, pop, pop. Here I go. Here I go. Yeah, man. Y'all need to see me, man. Y'all need to see me. Y'all need to see me, man. What's going on? What is going on? What is going on? We're a little monotone today, but it's all good. I went out earlier today, went out in the town of Kisi. I'm here in East Africa on East Africa time. So it's like 10:42 p.m. and it's like 12:42 p.m. out there, 3:42 p.m. on the Eastern Standard Time. And where I'm at, y'all know it's nighttime out here, man. So I'm a little monotone. I'm a little bit chilling. In fact, something's wrong right now. We gotta fix this. Gotta get this light working here. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Get some light up in here. Get some more light up in here. There we go. There we go. That's much better, right? Much better. Thank you. Thank you. Much better. We got the light going. We getting it again. We getting it in. Thank y'all for the likes already. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So we about to do this, man. What do you do with these women with bad behavior, man? You gotta stop the bad behavior. How do you stop it? When a woman is exhibiting bad behavior, it's important to stop the bad behavior. Don't argue or engage. Don't get in. Don't allow the behavior to continue. This might sound basic. This might sound basic, but here's a helpful tool you can use. If there's no responding to her bad behavior, she'll eventually stop doing it. I think that's what your boy, I think your boy DL Yulee addressed it, right? And I think he's addressing it publicly because Monique put him on blast. Put him in the show. Now, I understand these are comedians. They go back and forth. They're allowed to riff, raff, and do all that stuff, man. But the way she did it, though, the way she did it, all this battle over who's the headline. Now, I get it, man. I get you, Monique. You're talented, man. You're talented. You really are. You're a very, very talented woman, man. But what have you done for me lately? That's what it boils down to. What have you done for me? You can't ride off of the queens of comedy. And if I'm being honest, if I'm being truly honest, I really didn't watch the queens of comedy. If I'm being honest, I didn't. I didn't tune in. Um, not that it probably wasn't funny. Maybe I'll watch it eventually, but it just wasn't on my radar. Now I seen Kings of Comedy because man, there was a bunch of legends up in there. A bunch of legends up in there. A bunch of legends up in there. I checked it out. I was impressed. But you don't see people riding the coattail of things they did 20, 30 years ago. That's just not how you do it. That's not how you get a Netflix deal. That's not how you get any deal. You know what you could have done if you could have did that ranky dink Netflix for whatever they offered you for and blew it up and then did another one and charged a butt for it. Say, look what I did the first time and then come back and do it the second time. If you're that good, always do a temperature check. If you know you're good, you're good. You don't have to prove it. You just are. Well, sometimes you do. You do have to prove it, but if you're good, your art, your craft will speak for itself, won't it? You won't have to come with all these persuasive speeches. If you got the track record to prove it, then prove it. You don't go saying this, that. You don't. You know the worst thing you can do is have to blow your own horn. The worst thing you can do is have to brag about yourself. That's the worst thing you can do. Is brag about, because if you brag about you, if you let others brag about you, then you don't have to. You don't have to. So number one thing you want to do is you want to stop the bad behavior with these modern women. You want to put them in their place real quick. You don't want to waste any time. You don't want to give them any leadway. You want to cut it off at the neck completely. You want to get up in there and be like, oh, hold on, no, 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 no. You can play that with this person, but you're not gonna play that with me. I'm gonna call you out, and you got to be firm. You got to do it in a classy way. You got to do it right when you do this thing, right? You don't got to be you don't got to be so strong. You can be calm. Let them get out of their character, because that's what they do. Modern women love to cut up and get out of character real quick. They love to hit you with them shame, them insults that need to be right, because that's what we saw Monique do. That's what we saw Monique do. That's what we saw Vivica Fox do. You know, it's just a dirty game out there, man. And you can't let these women, these modern women, do that and think it's okay without any repercussions. Because the moment you let them slide, they're gonna slippity slide. You understand what I'm saying? They're gonna dance with it. They're gonna crip walk even. You know what I'm saying? You got to cut them off. You got to cut it off at the neck and get it out the way. You got to put your foot down and you got to stand firm. You got to stop the bad behavior. You got to let her know this isn't okay. So I commend, I'm going to tell you like this. I don't think DL Hughley is all that funny, to be honest with you. I like DL Hughley. I mean, he's a comedian, but he's not in my top five. I think there's other people funnier than DL Hughley, in my opinion. But that don't take away from the work that he's done. That doesn't take away from the crowd that he bring. That doesn't take away. I mean, the brother got a body of work, and people that like him, and they show out for him. You know what I mean? Monique, I don't know. I would say, if I would say Monique is funnier than DL Hughley, man. I would say she is. I would say she is. Could she have been a headliner? Yeah, she could have been a headliner. But was she the headliner? Did she go about it the right way? Is she changing contracts on us? I mean, you can look on YouTube and you can find the receipts there and come to your own conclusion. But was she out of form? Or was she out of pocket? Yeah, yeah, she was. Yeah, she was. She used that stage to dance on his brother. I mean, his brother was the headline. I mean, if he's supposed to be the headliner, let him be the headliner. Who are you to usurp him? If you're smart, right, you'll do your set and be funnier than the headliner. To me, that's how you go about it. You don't go on a 5-10 minute rant about how f this is, f that is. I mean, don't let me wrong. She's a comedian. She's allowed to do her thing, right? She's allowed. She has some, what do they call it? She's protected under comedy. I mean, she can do that. But at the same time, didn't look good. Didn't look good. And y'all know in that crowd, a bunch of women was agreeing with her. But bunch of followers. The sisterhood is so strong. When one sister feels it, they all feel it. They all feel it. They all feel it. So what do you do when a woman exhibits bad behavior, man? What do you got to do, man? You got to stop the bad behavior, man. You got to stop it, man. You got to put that woman in her place, right? Women, especially modern women who have been coddled and cuddled as children, can have a tendency to be loud, to be rude, and obnoxious. They are using their looks and brains to get what they want. They will try to push your buttons and get you angry so that you will do something impulsive or stupid that gives them power over you. That's what they do, y'all. Shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. They do it all the time. It's a manipulation. They be gaslighting. They do all these tricks, man. They got all these see, that's their weapon. That's their weapon. Their weapon is their mouth. And boy, do they know how to use it. Boy, do they know how to use it. The tongue, the tongue can oftentimes be mightier than the sword. That tongue can cut deep, deep, deep. But that's why you got to be strong, man. You got to be strong. Don't let yourself be manipulated by bad behavior, and don't let yourself get sucked into a trap where she gets what she wants just because she's acting out of line or being ridiculous. Don't do it. Don't wait for someone like this. It's for everyone around them, including men, to say, that doesn't work here. We got to start standing our ground, man. You can't let the modern women get away with it. You can't you can't let her shame, insults, guilt you, and shut you. You can't let her shut you down. You can't let her shut you up. You have to attack the bad behavior head on. I mean, man, what do you do? What do you do when a woman exhibits bad behavior, man? You have to put the woman in her place. You have to. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because if you don't, you know that saying, you give them an inch, they'll go a mile. You give them an inch, they'll go 2 miles. We got a comment coming in. The moment that we critique their behavior, they cry. Of course, they're going to cry misogyny. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Let me put that comment up there. You're absolutely right. They're gonna, but what do you, but so what? You know what? Sometimes when they call you misogyny, you got to wear it like a badge, man. You got to be like, puff your chest out. You can't care. You cannot care what a modern woman thinks. That's your downfall. The moment you start to care what they think, they won. You understand what I'm saying? They won. They win. They thrive off that. They are trying to rile you up. Oh, Monique got on that stage, boy, and I bet Steve Harvey and DLU was back there like, oh man, man, that's why I don't want to work with her. That's why I don't want to work with her. I shouldn't have done this. I bet you they was riled up. I bet you money they was riled up. But you can't let her get away with it. The show still must go on. You have to face the hostile crowd that she turned against you. And you gotta let your art speak for itself. You gotta win that crowd back over. That's what you gotta do. And then you gotta let the chips fall where they may. Because you can't, man, these modern women are out. Don't you know they're just out of control? Yale says we're cool with not caring. Yeah, I mean, you cannot. I mean, that's power. You know, they want attention. Modern women want attention, especially the ones. Why do you think they're acting out? It's almost like children. They're like children acting out because they want attention. Why do you think they're doing? Why do you think they're giving bad behavior? And there's nothing worse than a modern woman with money. Nothing worse. A modern woman with money is truly out of control. She's truly out of control. Number one, she can't get a man worthwhile, so she got to get a man that she can control and boss around. Modern woman with money, she ain't gonna get no real man. A modern woman with money, she couldn't handle a real man. She can't. That man, especially if that man has money, also equal her value. She see a modern woman is not gonna get a woman, is not gonna get a man on her level. She can't. Because a man on her level is not going to accept the bad behavior. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? She's not. They're not going to accept it. They're going to have standards. They're going to have requirements. Men want traditional women. Let's be real. A modern woman with money is cute. It's cute at best. It's fun at best. You know, it's a little. It's a little wrestling going on in the sack, but that's it. That's it. I mean, it's a challenge for a man. We want to tame the modern woman. Y'all seen The Taming of the Shrew? Go watch it again. Go read the book with William Shakespeare. The Taming of the Shrew. It takes a man. I mean, it's a challenge, but at some point you gotta know when to fold them, know when to walk away. You gotta know. You gotta know sometimes that these modern women just might not be worth it. Might not be worth it. But here's the problem, man. You cannot go anywhere in the US without running into a modern woman. They're on your job. They're in your business, in your place of business. They're your customers, right? So how do you deal with these modern women? You gotta still put them in their place. Man, we don't do that here. You're gonna have to take that twerking outside. Ma'am, we don't do that here. You're gonna have to take that bad behavior out to the streets. You got to put it down. You got to show them, hey, you can't just do whatever the hell you want to do. And I don't care. I don't care what they, I don't care if they boycott. I don't care. The sisterhood is strong. The sisterhood doesn't care about right or wrong. The sisterhood doesn't care about bad behavior. The sisterhood just cares about, hey, you hurt my sister's feelings and I got to have her back. See, modern women don't care about what men think. Modern women care more about what other women think. You understand? So it's better that you don't even give them it's better that you don't even give them the time. It's better that you don't give them the time nor the day. You got to put these women in their place. That doesn't work here. You need to do you need to do it with and no yeah, do it with no emotion. You can't have emotion. See, when emotions are high, intelligence is low. You got to be calm and collective around these modern women. Man, I saw a video of and y'all probably seen it. It's an old video of a man dropping his kids off to the wife or the ex-wife or the baby mama, right? All he did was took his kids to get a haircut because they needed a haircut, and the modern woman was complaining. And the modern woman had a mama that was complaining. And they were trying to do everything they could to get this brother riled up, arrested, get him to lay. I mean, they were doing everything they can to try to rile this brother up. And this brother had the patience and the calmness of Job, man. He didn't budge, he didn't move. That's how you got to be around these modern women. You cannot get in your emotions. First of all, you have to treat it like a game. Like this is just a game. This is she's just trying to push my buttons. I can't let her affect me. No matter what she says, it has to bounce off me. Like the arrows have to hit me, but they can't penetrate me. They have to bounce off. You got to have tough skin around these modern women, and you got to record. Look, I believe in the cell phone. You got to use this. You got to record. You got to record everything, every interaction with the modern woman, because what you say can and will be used against you in the court of law because they dirty like that. Their job is to destroy whatever you build and commandeer it and claim it for their own. That's what you don't understand. Monique went after this man's legacy. She called him DL on the DL. You know what I'm saying? She said the DL stands for down low. You got to understand these women are coming for your legacy. They're coming for what you built, your career. Look at Amber Heard. She coming for Johnny Depp's legacy. Okay? She's selfishly going after this man's legacy, and a verdict is today. I don't know if they're going to come to it. I guess the judge sent them back in because they didn't deal with the penal damages or whatever like that. But that man, Johnny Depp, is owed some money. I hope they give him 100 million, not 50 million. I hope he gets 100 million because she ruined that man's name. She crapped in that man's bed. I mean, who does that? And what man should put up with that? We shouldn't have to put up. We should not be putting up with anything a modern woman does. We got to check that early as hell. You understand what I'm saying? You got to check that early. You got to put her in her place, man. You cannot let these modern women get out of control. You have to check it early. You have to let her know you mean business. Okay? And I know we live in a modern world which protects modern women. Women can do no wrong, right? Women are queens, right? Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, even if you're a single mother, even if you're a bad mother, doesn't matter. Father's Day, shoot, they get to hijack Father's Day. Well, shoot, I played mother and father, so you might as well say Happy Father's Day. Come on, get that. Kill that noise. Will you kill that? We're not accepting that. We're not accepting bad behavior. And you can't accept bad. Man, you got to stand up, man. You got to stick your chest out. You got to have some bravado. You got to have some game. Yeah, you got to have some game, man. You got to have some game for these modern women. Because it's like a game to them. It's like a game. How fast can they emasculate you? That's the game they're playing. So you got to run the game right back. You got to cut that thing off before it grows. You got to cut it off at the root. You got to chop that tree down. That tree is not growing. We're not accepting this. We're not putting up with this. Y'all see, let me go back to it. Y'all see, man, y'all think I'm playing. Hold on, let me go back to it, man. The Godfather is rolling over in his grave because what he's saying is coming to pass. Smack. Come on. It is what it is. You got to put these women in their place, man. You got to put them in their place, and you got to be firm. You got to be hard. If at all possible, you got to come down with the hammer of Thor. Okay, you got to come down with the hammer of Thor on their head. Okay, you got to cut it off. You got to tell them, hey man, this is unacceptable, and you got the wrong one. And if they get out of line, they start getting hostile. You just turn on that phone and you just turn. I mean, listen, you're man. If you're not a punk, you're not a punk. Okay, pull your phone out and start recording. When she starts getting out of line, you start recording her. She gonna calm down. And if she doesn't, you just keep recording because it's for your safety at this point. Because these modern women are capable of anything. They're violent. They're violent. Okay, they're violent. They get nasty. They get indignant real quick. The moment you hold them accountable, the moment you put them in the place, the moment you tell them no, the moment you don't give them what they want, the moment you don't give them what they want, they begin to go crazy. Let them. Matter of fact, get the mental health hospital on standby. Get it on your phone and call them up and says, man, we got a schizophrenic woman right here. We got a woman that exhibiting skills of bipolarness and schizophrenia. I think you need to come down here and deal with this. Put them in a place. Man, let me tell you something. You gotta, man. you got to put it down. You got to put them in their place. You got to discuss consequences, right? When you decide on consequences, make sure that your partner understands what the consequences are. What if that's your girl? See, some of y'all don't even know it, but you're with a modern woman. Some of y'all know you're with a modern woman. Some of you know. Some of you know. Some of you know you're with a modern woman. Some of you already know. Already know. What are you gonna do about it? Some of you that messed up, married that woman, right? Married that modern woman, and she's about to destroy your life. And you're just waiting for it to happen. You're just holding on because you love her. You don't allow your feelings to get involved with a modern woman. That's what you don't do. You do not allow your feelings to get involved with a modern woman. You don't do that. Mm-mm. That's your first mistake. What did Snoop Dogg say? But we don't love these hoes. No, you don't love these modern women. That's your first mistake because these modern women don't love you. These modern women, they love something else. These modern women, they love something else. They love something else, and it ain't you. It ain't you. It ain't you. It ain't you, modern men. Oh yeah, it ain't you. These modern women are in love with self. They're in love with self. Their goals, their needs far surpass yours. They're number one all the time. You are a distant second, if not third, fourth, fifth on the list if she got kids. You're at the bottom, man. You're at the bottom. You're at the bottom. These modern women have no love for you. They hate you. It's called misandry. Modern women suffer from misandry. And you can't deal with that. You can't let it get out of line. You have to nip it in the butt. You have to put them with them place. You got to discuss consequences with these women, man. If you first of all, before you before you even deal with the modern woman, you have to before you deal with any woman, all right, you have to lay down some ground rules. This is what I accept. This is what I don't accept. See, when see this is why I have a problem with dating. Because dating, you don't lay down ground rules. You're just trying to have sex. So you're gonna tell her what she wants to hear, so you can get in those draws. You're gonna tell these women what they want to hear, so you can get in their draw. And then when they get to acting up and doing this and that, you're like, well, I don't want to mess it up, so I'm gonna just, I'm gonna cave in, or I'm gonna just let her have her way this time. But the problem with some of y'all is some of y'all try to go a little further. Some of y'all try to go further than some of y'all try to take dating to the next level. And that's just sad. See, a true player, no, don't do that. You see, if you dating and then you take it to the next level, you fall in love with this chick, it's your fault. It's your fault. Don't blame anybody but yourself because you already knew what was going to happen. What could go wrong can go wrong. That's Murphy's Law. Y'all know it. And y'all know some way, somehow, when you're dealing with a modern woman, it's always going to go left. So you got to expect it. You got to expect it. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. If she got social media, you're in trouble. You're in trouble, my good friend, because you're not the only one giving her affirmations in the morning. She got 50, 60, 100 other dudes giving her affirmations, right? Blowing her head up. It's hard to deal with and control a modern woman because she has so many vices. She's destructive to herself. One of modern women's biggest problems is her job, her career. She think that little bit of money she makes is more important than having and taking care of a man, raising his children, right? Having his children and raising his children. So you got to discuss the consequences with a man. You got to let him know what it is. You got to have standards. You got to have integrity, man. You got to have some standards for that ass. You got to have some standards for these modern women. You can't be wishy washy. You got to let your yay be yay and your nay mean nay. You got to say no. You got to know how to use no to your advantage with modern women. You can't be a yes man. You can't. You got to learn how to say no, and you got to learn how to say no early on. That's what you got to do. And you got to warn. I always say, warn them beforehand of what can happen if things get out of line. Explain to the woman that you find the behavior unacceptable and make it clear that you expect the situation to change. Explain your feelings without blaming her for what happened, but make sure she understands that this is not acceptable behavior in the future. You got to put the law down. My dad always taught me, man, it's better to be respected than to be loved. Who cares? Who cares about love when you need respect? See, men don't need love, but we do need respect. Women need love. Men need respect. Now, I'm not saying men don't want love. I'm not saying women don't want respect. We know they want respect, but what they need is love. And love is always correcting first. Love is correction. Men correct what they love. If you're not correcting your children, you don't love them. If you give in respect to your children too soon, too early, there's a problem. Houston, there's a problem. Men need respect. We want to be loved, but what we need is respect. Women want to be respected, but what they need is love. Love covers a multitude of sin. You got to constantly watch these modern women, man, because they're constantly out of line. That's why it's dangerous to fall in love with women. Dangerous. You got to inspect what you expect. You got to feel these women out. You have to court them. You have to have some way to figure out if they are who they really are. If it's even worth your investment. See, a lot of y'all just want to throw money at the wall and hope it sticks. You can't do that. You can't do that. You got to inspect what you expect. You got to do your research. You got to do a deep dive. And that's what you're lacking when you're dealing with these modern women. These modern women, if you don't do a deep dive, I'm telling you, you're gonna mess yourself up because these modern women change like the weather, change like the wind. Excuse me. It's late night here. We're gonna wrap this thing up soon though. We're not gonna be long winded because I'm tired. I'm tired. But I gotta give y'all the scoop, man. I gotta let y'all know what's going on. Y'all check, man. Just go on YouTube, man. Check out, man, a bunch of these channels, man. But just type in Monique DLU, and you'll get the scoop, you know. But I'm here to tell you how to deal with bad behavior. Bad behavior. You have to be firm and consistent with bad behavior. You got to be firm and consistent with behavior standards. You got to be firm and consistent. Be firm. Don't get upset or angry, but do be clear about what you expect from people around you. You should also have a good grasp of your own behavior so that if people are rude to you or treat you unfairly, it doesn't come as a surprise and cause anger on your part. See, you can't just be loosey goosey, then all of a sudden be tight. No, it doesn't work that way. If you're loosey goosey, you stay loosey goosey. But if you're tight, you stay tight. You have standards. You put it down. That's what you do. You have standards. You be firm and you be consistent with behavioral standards. You don't switch up. And you don't gotta always be hard. You can be understanding. Sometimes it's just a mistake. Then you correct the mistake. You you allow her to apologize and then you forgive and you move on. You don't have to dwell on it. But you gotta understand that if you don't stop the bad behavior, if you don't put the woman in her place, if you don't discuss the consequences, let her know that there is consequences. There's going to be consequences and repercussions. I let her know. Listen, if you step out of line, you think, you're going to have to make up for it. You're not just going to have to. I'm not just going to allow you to continue in bad faith, continue this bad behavior, and there be no consequence. One of the consequences would be, hey man, let me just bring up a scenario. Let's say you're dating a model woman and she's late to dinner. You're there before she is. She's supposed to be there on time and she's not. What do you do? What do you do if she's 30 minutes late, 40 minutes late? What do? You just let it slide? Oh, it was traffic. Oh, it was this. Oh, it was that. No. Hey, listen, I was fully prepared to pay for this whole date, this whole meal, but you came late. I've been here 30, 45 minutes. I don't appreciate that. So if you want me to continue here on this date, you got to pay for my meal and yours. If you want my time, since you wasted it, you got to pay for my meal and yours. If not, I'm just gonna get up and leave now, and the date's over. Ooh, T- talk about bad taste in her mouth. Talk about, oh, you not a man if you don't pay. What? I gotta pay for a date? Yeah, you're late. You're late. You're late. Yes, if you want my time, you gotta pay. You're late. If you don't think that's fair, I understand. You're welcome to leave now. I can eat by myself, or I'll get up and leave and go somewhere else. I'm not going to tell you the real flex on her. Pull out your phone. Hello, Cynthia. Hello, Karen. Hello, Cindy. Yeah, what you doing right now? Are you busy? Okay, cool. Hey, well, check this out. I thought I was gonna be busy, but just so happens I'm free. You got anything going on? You wanna hang out? I know a good bar around the corner. Meet me there in like an hour, 30, 35 minutes. Okay. All right. See you there. Bye. That's it. Call up another chick in front of her. That's another way to that's another way to deal with it. Yeah, she's gonna be mad. She's gonna be upset. She's gonna be all this, but she shouldn't have been late. And if she really, really cares about you, she's gonna apologize. She's gonna pay for the meal. She's gonna make up for it. That's what we want these modern women to do. We want them to humble themselves. Now, she may think she's all that. Let her think she's all that. It's okay. Stop caring what modern women think. Stop the bad behavior, put her in her place, discuss the consequences, warn them beforehand. Let them know, hey, listen, we're going out on this date, blah 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 blah. I'll be here this time. I'll send the Uber around this time. Don't be late. If you are late, you're paying for your meal. At least your meal. You're paying for it. I'm not paying it. If you're late, if you're on time, great. We can have a meal. I'll take you out. We'll have a good time. Yada yada yada. But if you're late, just don't even show up. Don't even show up. Don't worry, I'll be all right. I'm not gonna trip. If I want to eat there, I'll eat there. If I want to get up and leave and go somewhere else, I will. But you can't be afraid of these modern women, man. You gotta put it down. You gotta stop the bad behavior. You gotta put them in their place early. You can't let them get away with it. And if they get all riled up and even more riled up, you gotta take out your phone and start recording. I gotta record this for my safety, right? Because I don't know where this is gonna go. I don't know how belligerent you're gonna get. I don't know how many lies you're gonna make up. I gotta have evidence. I gotta have evidence so nothing bad happens. So nothing further goes on here. Take that phone out and record. Don't be man. Listen, man. If she gets hostile, right? If she exhibits some real serious bad behavior, don't be afraid to put her in her place, man. Don't be afraid to put her. Don't be afraid to call the police if she puts hands on you. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, she wouldn't hesitate. A modern woman is not going to hesitate to be the victim, to claim foul play. She's not going to hesitate, not one bit. So why should you care? Call the police, man. That's what they're there for. That's what you pay taxes for. Get her up out of there. If she gets violent, if she gets too aggressive, she starts yelling or screaming, she puts her hands on you, call the police. Document it. Get her on file for misconduct. Get her on file. That's how you handle that. She won't play again. She may think all kind of names she want to call you, say you're not a real man, you this, you that, blah 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 blah. But she ain't gonna do that no more. She ain't gonna mess with you. That's what you want, man. At the end of the day, you wanna identify who's for you and who's against you right away. You don't have to wait long. You want to find out right away who's for you and who's against you. In conclusion, you got to be consistent with your expectations and don't allow any deviation from them. Set consequences for not following the rules and be prepared to follow through. Most important thing you can do is maintain your composure no matter what happens. Remember, in the end, you are the one who has control over the situation, and if you handle it calmly, reasonably, and assertively, you will get results. You will. I guarantee it. It doesn't have to be with her. It could be with somebody else. Some people you gotta leave alone, man. Most modern women, period. Modern women just gotta avoid. Excuse me. Sorry about that. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. You can't put all your faith in these modern women. You have to be smart. You have to diversify. You have to understand that they are not for you. They are against you. They want your legacy. They want to rob. They came to rob, steal, and control. Okay? These modern women, okay? They're selfish. All they think about is themselves. All they want is what's good for them. They're selfish. They'll take your money and their money. Okay? They're selfish. They'll spend your money and their money They are selfish. 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 So what do you do? How do you handle this woman? What tips? I just gave you some tips. I just gave you the tips. Stop the bad behavior. Put the woman in her place. Tell her or discuss the consequences. Warn them beforehand. It's like, hey, this is not the day. Don't mess with me. It's not the day. I'm warning you. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. That's how you have to do it. That's how you have to do it. You have to put these modern women in their place, and then you have to walk away and leave them alone. Chances are they will get violent. I don't care if they're 5'3" to 5'5". They're gonna, man, they're gonna try to get you. But you can't let that stop you. You got to be about your purpose. Don't let nothing stop you from losing focus because these modern women are there to distract you and help you lose focus. They don't want you to succeed. They want to outshine. They want to have that I told you so mentality, right? They don't want you ever to get bigger than what you are now because that's going to make them look small. Avoid modern women like the plague, man. Avoid them. Don't even deal with them. 2022 and moving forward, we're not dealing with modern women, man. We're dealing with modern women up front. We're not lying. We're not capping for them no more. We're not pandering. Telling them straight up, this is what it is and this is what it isn't. She either becomes a part of your team or she doesn't. Who cares? Her loss. That's how you got to be. Because these modern women are taking a page from the man's booklet and they're saying we are going to act like men. We are going to be masculine. We're going to control our destiny. We're going to do this, that, and the other. So this was laid back one day, y'all. I had to hit y'all with this one, man. Hit y'all with tips. Hit y'all with the modern woman, right? Always talking about these modern women. The modern woman. What do you do when a modern woman exhibits bad behavior? Steps you can do to put her in her place. I'll give you a whole bunch of things you can do to put this woman in her place. Hold her accountable. Make her pay for meals. Make her wash your car. Let her know that this is unacceptable and you do not appreciate this and this is what you want. Be direct, be straightforward, right? Be intentional with what you want. Don't beat around the bush. Don't beat around the bush. But with that being said, you guys make sure you like the video. Do it for the algorithm. Do it so it gets out to all the people. You know, it's another great topic that other people can enjoy and sit in on and learn from. So make sure you're liking the video, sharing the video, right? Hitting the bell notification. Don't do it for me. Do it for the algorithm. And I appreciate it. With that being said, y'all, we're gonna get up out of here, man. Y'all know what to do. It's better to avoid these modern women like the plague. It's better to not even be in a relationship with them. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's better not to be in a relationship with a modern woman. If you come across a modern woman, run, run. That's what you got to do if you come across these modern women. Can't pay them no mind. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Hey, thank you guys for watching the video. Y'all help me get this video to like #1 on Google, man. Y'all help me get the video to #1 on Google. Y'all hit the like button. I need 100 likes from this video. Give me just 100. You know, matter of fact, that's too low. I need 1,000 likes for this video. Give me 1,000. If you really got love for the Max, for the Moxie, for the Too Much Moxie podcast, if you really got love for me, give me 1,000 likes on this one. I want to be well over 1,000 views, and I need 1,000 likes on this one. And then I know Y'all really got love for what I'm over here preaching and teaching over here. That being said, y'all, hey, we're about this month. Peace.